Hi guys, welcome to a video, and in today's video I'm just going to be reviewing the new Amazon Prime series, A League of Their Own. So many of you have been asking me to review this series, and here I am. I live to serve. I'm pretty nervous to review this because I have some very mixed opinions on this show, and I'm not sure people are going to like some of my opinions, what's new. But yeah, I know some of you guys really love this show, but I have some mixed opinions which I'm going to share on the internet. Just like to apologise for my hair. I shouldn't apologise, I should just be bold about having hair like Hagrid. Maybe I should just start embracing it. My hair, it's always a journey, okay. So I'm sure most of you know about this series by now, but if you haven't heard about it, it's essentially a TV adaptation of the 1992 film of the same name about an all-American professional women's baseball league, which was formed during the Second World War. And if you haven't seen the OG film, you should, because it's a bop. It's a whole bop. I was also pleasantly surprised to see that some of the episodes in this new series had been directed by none other than Jamie Babbitt, who also directed But I'm a Cheerleader. So nice. To be honest with you guys, I have mixed feelings about this series, which I'm kind of nervous to share because I understand why some people feel so protective over this show. Like, I totally get it, but I also want to give an honest review. Oh God. Oh God. And I was also rooting for this show and everything that it stands for so much. But let's start with what I liked about this show. Let's start there. So the biggest plus for me about this show is not only that it centers itself around women, but how unapologetic it is in telling the stories of those women, specifically lesbian and bisexual women. I was surprised at just how many sapphic romances were in this show. Usually you'll have one token lesbian couple and everybody else is heterified, but this show totally ignores that and provides sapphic romances left, right and centre. And it's unapologetic about it, and that is what's refreshing about this show. The show's portrayal of women is also very refreshing. It's very diverse. There's a lot of different body types, a lot of different personalities, and the show is very bold in throwing convention out of the window and letting us look at women genuinely, not this two-dimensional idea that most of us have been fed about what a woman is supposed to be and what a woman is supposed to look like. Yeah, the show throws all of that out of the window. I adore Max. She is my favourite character in the show, without a doubt. I felt the most engaged with Max's storyline and what the show was able to explore through her character in that time period. I thought it was really interesting. I love the way that they explored her relationship with her expression of self, with her masculinity, and with other women. I love that they showed her trying to navigate the black gay and lesbian scene within that time period. I thought it was really interesting. And of course, that's a huge part of history which often remains invisible or ignored. So for this show to bring that to the forefront is incredible. And I also thought Max and Esther had the most chemistry out of all of the couples in the show. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I also just wanted to give a special mention to Saida Arika Ikalona because her acting just blew me away. It blew me away. She completely stood out to me, and every time she was on screen I was completely engaged, and God, her level of depth in her acting it's insane to me. It's insane. So yes, this series is incredibly sapphic. It is, and it offers some valuable insight into women's history, into black history, and into lesbian history. It does. And it's really rare that we get this kind of content on screen in a professional capacity. It's rare. It is. I feel like this show is what Generation Q thinks it's doing with representation. Yeah. Speaking of Generation Q, I absolutely screamed when Rosie O'Donnell made a cameo in this series. I did. Yeah, she was a huge reason why the OG film was so great. And I have to say, my favourite episode out of this first season was definitely episode 6. I thought the police raid was just such an incredibly powerful moment. You just have all these soft expressions of love which are quickly ripped away under the senseless hatred of gay and lesbian certain people in that period, and that scene was just so powerful. It really was. All the performances in that scene were incredible, and the way it was directed, edited, everything about episode 6 is just very, very good. Okay, so moving on to what I didn't like so much about this series. I just felt like this series completely lacked the spark of the original film, and I feel like the lack of spark was very much down to the casting choices, specifically for the Peaches. There's so much character, humor, charisma, and connection in the OG film that was completely absent from this series. For example, it's quite obvious to me that Jo is supposed to be a kind of 2.0 of Doris from the film, but where Doris is brimming with kind of humor and chemistry with those around her, Jo really lacks both of those things. She does, and I don't mean to single Jo out at all, it's just one example of many in this series. And it's not on the actors as well, I just want to make that clear. It's not about anybody's acting, it's entirely about the people who were responsible for the casting and also the writing and vision for these characters. I don't want to say it because I know everybody's going to be mad at me, but I also found the Carson and Greta pairing to be really, really lackluster. There was a distinct lack of chemistry between them. I thought they were really mismatched as a romantic pairing. I did enjoy some of their scenes together, you know, I did. But for what was supposed to be the main romance of the show, it just fell short. And again, this is a casting issue. They should have taken more care to see who had chemistry with each other, and they should have taken more care, essentially. Okay. But all of that said, the series is watchable, and in terms of female representation and storytelling, it's refreshing how unapologetic this show is. But good representation doesn't really have anything to do with the entertainment factor, and I feel like they got the casting so wrong in this series that it's severely limited its potential. So all in all, I recognise what the show is trying to do, and of course I support that. I definitely appreciate this show, but on a personal level, I wasn't really feeling it all that much. Okay guys, those were my thoughts on A League of Their Own. Let me know your own thoughts down in the comments section below. I know a lot of you guys love this series, so comments section might get spicy. Okay. If you haven't joined the Sapphic Underground Club, just know that when I stop making content and disappear into the forest, it's your fault. It's entirely your fault. Don't forget to subscribe for instant disappointment, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.